Hey everyone, Aussie VIking here to do another video. So I just watched Game of Thrones finale and I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say about Season 8 in general, okay? Now first up, I don't want to be one of those whiny guys that says, oh, this is the worst season ever, no, even though I think there is some merit to that. I'm not going to say every the work done is stupid, because there is heart and soul put in by the actors and the crew and the casting. They really made sure they could meld it together. The downside is, 90% of the vision, for me, is lackluster, rushed, and stupid. But, I don't want to come off as an idiot. Well, not an idiot, come off as an asshole that's like, it didn't go the way I wanted it. I knew it was going to go the way I wanted it. But it went in a way that I don't necessarily hate, but I don't necessarily like either. But let's get to the episode itself. So, there will be spoilers, but all I can say is, on first glance, it was an enjoyable episode. Basically. But then, I'm going to have to get into spoiler territory here because it would be really hard to about the season without spoilers. So, I'm fine with Jon killing Daenerys, right? I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. I think it was a really powerful scene, and it really was one of the best scenes I've seen. But, first up, Daenerys' fall happened in 2 episodes. And while parts of it is, let's say, plausible and could work, my problem is we needed a few more episodes. We needed at least 10 episodes this season and 4 episodes, maybe even from season 1, episode 1 to now, season 6 to episode 6 to 7, we build that up. We build her going crazy. We build her attacking King's Landing. But I also think the problem is it shouldn't have happened this way. We had 8 series built up. One of the first things we saw was the White Walkers. They were built up to be this strong and powerful thing. They got killed in 3 episodes. 3 fucking episodes. Because for some reason, they thought, we'll go for the throne and turn Dany evil. Now here's the thing, Dany turning evil would have been fine. But that's why I say we should have had 10 episodes. So last season, the wall falling, that should not have happened. You take that scene out. You put that episode 5, end of episode 5, right when Daenerys died, like in this episode. Right? 5 episodes. 5 episodes would be, if done well, would make a lot more sense of Dany rising up, going evil, slaughtering everyone, and then getting killed. That would have been perfect. Because then imagine that. The main capital, King Landing, destroyed. All these enemies, destroyed. Now, the wall's fallen, and they've got a fucking army of the undead. Drogon, the last dragon's flown off with the body of Daenerys, and Jon has to go, fuck, we need all the houses. So they get all the houses and stuff, but they don't know if they can win. Remember, he's still got an undead dragon. Then, this is when Jon realizes he has to become Aegon. So he looks for Drogon. He asks his brother, Bran, where Drogon is. Drogon finds him. He goes to Drogon, and he does his best to try to help him. And he says, look, he tries to get Drogon to help him, and he's like, I am the last Targaryen. We have to do this. And then, obviously, things happen. We learn more about the Night's King. And then it could still end the same way it did. Night's King gets killed or the undead die. But at least that would have been a better build-up because that scares us. It's like, shit, Daenerys is gone. The dragons are gone. And at the last second, he comes in and we see it. That this is Aegon Targaryen now. He's coming in to fight the Night's King. The dragon keeps fighting. At the end, you could have the dragon survive. Now, the end part for me would be, I would have liked to have seen Jon on the throne. I would have actually loved to have seen that. Jon, him, on the throne with, well, a dragon. And he continues on that legacy. But things are different. The North still becomes the North. It still separates again. And all the houses come together. Tyrion could still be the hand, but you imagine how much they've lost. You could have it that the Unsullied left them to die. You could have it that it's still bittersweet because Daenerys died, all these people died, and there's still that aspect of, holy crap, another Targaryen on the shield. Remember what happened with the last Targaryen when it destroyed the city? You could still build it up to be bittersweet, but a good ending, Here, there is some good parts. I like it how Sansa's the queen. I like it how Jon's the king of the others or something like that. Not the others. The wildlings. That's actually cool. At least it seems like he's the king. I like that Arya's on her way to somewhere, we don't know where, but she's on her way to it. It's like, that's cool. There is a lot of good stuff there. But it just did it in a way that I'm not 100% on. Like, my initial reaction when I finished this episode was meh. Meh. just it to me, it's like it happened, right? That's it. That's literally my entire perspective of it all. Is, well, that happened. Meh. Like honestly, right now I feel like when I rewatch the episodes, if I do, I'll get to season 8 and be like, I'm only gonna watch the first 2 episodes and that's it. Like the first 2 episodes of the season were fantastic. Then 3 happened, and then not many main characters died, and then the Night's King was destroyed, and that's it. They didn't even mention it. They didn't even go, oh yeah, by the way, the Night's King, how the fuck did we survive that? They're just like, we survived it, we're alive, you're dead, whatever. And then all the magic goes, and it's just like, really? And then now, like, it was all over the place, and I felt like Danny should have come first, Army of the Dead last, because it was built up to be the end thing. Because think about it, Danny goes all crazy, destroys it all, the wall falls after that. Winter just whoosh, rushes in. Like, that would have been cool. That would have made sense. But no, it just went in a direction that feels lackluster, and it made me feel like the Star Wars sequels. Like, it felt like every interesting aspect of Star Wars / Game of Thrones was thrown out the window for subversion or remember this, you remember this, look, John in episode 1 of season 1, John, he's now he's now gone off to become a part of the Night's Watch, and now it's back again, even though the wall and the undead are apparently destroyed, and I don't know, it's just, there's also not enough explaining, right? There's no tidbits of information put here and there to make you go, holy shit, that is cool. Which is what Star Wars has lost as well. It's just, yeah, the world explained, the world building is just flat, gone. And that is definitely a problem. Although there are some great things I did. I like the symbolism when Danny comes down after it and the dragon's wing makes it look like the Angel of Death. That was freaking brutal. That was beautiful. I liked how we had Brienne and Jaime. That whole episode with the sequence where they get drunk and have sex and love each other. That was great. And then Jaime's character got ruined because subversions or whatever, because character arcs. And I get it. Characters, they don't always have to have a character arc of what you want. I totally get that. But Jaime went from a conniving piece of shit to a character arc where he's like, look, I'm still a conniving piece of shit. I'm still a piece of shit, but I'm getting away from that. Like, fuck Cersei, fuck all that. But no, none of that happened. It would have been great if we saw like a knife in her throat. Imagine that, a knife in her throat. She's dead, and he's like, fuck, my brother, he did it. Like, that would have been great. I like parts of episode 4 or 5 when like I like the whole fact of like the well burning around him. He's like, fuck, what's going on? Like, that was great. And that's the thing, there's a lot of great things sprinkled out with this season, and there's a lot of things sprinkled out that make almost no sense and really make you feel like, wow, we have lost a very good show. Season 7 had problems, right? But you thought 2 years wait, they'll fix those problems. That's what we thought. That made sense, right? We'll take 2 years off, we'll write a great ending, and then you hear like they originally were going to have 10, but they said no, and you just like, you feel like they just don't care anymore. And that sucks. Really does. Because I've been a fan since the beginning. I've got some great memories, What was great about it was Game of Thrones would usually start where it was getting winter here in Australia. So it'd be great sitting down, winter is coming, we're like, yeah, we know it's already here, you have like a stout, drinking it up. I remember being just exploded with anger when the Red Wedding came, and being like, holy crap. I remember being happy that John, while he kept falling, kept getting up again. I was so happy about all of that. I had so many great characters. But then you get to this season, and you're just like, meh. That's it. There's still some great things, great cinematography, great violence, great war, great features, but there's not enough oomph. That heart, that soul, at least in terms of writing and extending and making this feel like it was a real world again, disappears like a click. And if you can't see that in this season, go back and watch the old seasons. You watch series 1, 2, and 3, and even 4, and if you want to jump all the way to 8, you're just like, fuck, what is this? What is this? Like, it's a shame, And right now, my only thought is, when's the Witcher coming out? Netflix, Witcher, fuck it, I want that. I don't care about Game of Thrones anymore. I may watch the one with the White Walkers, because they were one of my favourite things of this entire show. I was hoping something like the Battle of the Bastards / Hardhome. I was hoping for something like that, with that tension, but that feeling. But then it's just, and there was all this foreshadowing, but the foreshadowing was subverted because reasons, and it's just, I don't know. And I know I feel like a ranting fan, and I am, trust me, I'm a ranting fan, but I feel like there's truth to this rant from me to you to all the other fans that are complaining in a way about how far this show has fallen. Now, I've never really watched Dexter, so I don't know how they felt. But if this is how they felt, if this is how they felt after their season finale, wow, I feel your pain. Like, it went off with a whisper, not a big bang. It didn't go off. It didn't finish like when Breaking Bad finished. They kept DB Wise kept saying, and all the other ones kept saying they want this ending to be like the ending of Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad ended. I was destroyed, but I was happy. Like, this was a great roundabout. This great character arc, great roundabout story. Everything was done to the T, and then bam, it ended, and I was fantastic with it. Here, it's just like, meh, I don't care. When's The Witch coming out? When's the Lord of the Rings show coming out? That's what I'm looking forward to. Now, in a way, this is good because I'm sure those guys will look at this and go, okay, we can't do something like this. We cannot do a season 8 like Game of Thrones did. So who knows? That might be good for people that want to be fans of The Witch show, Lord of the Rings, or any other fantasy show that's going to be made, that's going to be violent and strong and epic, right? That's great. But then if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you're like... Now, they did end it in a way where you could come 5-10 years later and they could do another series of it. They could do like an expanded series years later. That would be cool. Maybe. I guess it depends how bad HBO is. Like, well, fuck, they fucked it up. Maybe. It just depends. But as a Game of Thrones fans, I'm disappointed. I am. And also, what's some of the logic in it is stupid. Bran can see everything, therefore he's the king. He never wanted to be king, but he can see everything. And it's like, from one perspective, I get it. But from the other, it's like, shouldn't you have someone that can be a king because, you know, they can feel emotions and stuff? And then you got characters that just disappeared and did not come back. And you're like, well, shit, what happened to you? Well, I don't know. You're gone now. Like, and what was the true purpose of the Three-Eyed Raven? Like, oh, he knows everything. Really? That's it? Like, it just felt... A lot of things that they created just felt like, fuck it, let's just do the lowest common denominator. Now, for me now, I just want the books. Like, I'm like, fuck it, the books apparently... are better. I've read one book. I've read the first one, which is what series 1 was about, and it was really well done. But here it's just like, give me the next book. If there's 2 books left, give me those. I will read the living shit out. Even if they're 1,000 pages, I'm gonna read them because I feel like they will be better. And who knows? Maybe George R. R. Martin was just like, okay, I'm gonna see how this ended, and then I'm gonna say, okay, what can I change? He might be doing that. And there are some things I liked. I like how Jon became the king of the Outers, and then, you know, Sansa becomes the queen of the North and stuff. But then I'm like, what was the point of Jon's birthright to be the one born of fire and ice? Shouldn't he have something? But then again, he's still a king. But it's like, is he still Aegon? Is he still Jon? Or is he no one? Because I don't think he took the black. Because if you take the black, you can't live with the wildling. So I think, like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, this is where the whirlwind comes in. You're like, what the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on? There's no real hint to that. And it just, yeah, it sucks. I will say this. Good boy. Jon, good boy. You went and saw a ghost and you're like, come here, buddy. And it was great. It was beautiful. It's like, oh, so good. But, I don't know. Like, this season ended poorly. Just poorly. Anyway. I know I've been rambling for a while. And yes, like, I am just, I don't know. I am definitely... I've got that in my head where I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel, really. I feel meh. Should I feel more? And I'm thinking back to the entirety of Season 8 and this episode and even the other seasons, and I'm trying to just bring it all into my mind and trying to see if I can level it, but it's just not lining up, and that's a shame. But hey, if you like it, that's fine. If you're someone who can just sit back and love this entire series and this entire show, go for it. I do. I actually liked Season 8 up to Episode 3. And then, actually, I liked literally 90% of Episode 3. It's just the ending where the Night's King just... That I did not like. And that's when I think it started to fall and suffer. And you could have done so much more. But hey, that's how it goes. Anyway, that's Aussie Viking about my perspective on Game of Thrones, the ending, and just how much it means to me. Like, it means a lot to me. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I still am. But I guess it's got to change. Maybe in certain aspects. Anyway, who knows. Aussie Viking out. Silver Valhalla.